Hi, everybody. Sorry for the break and tour my collection, but this is tour my collection too. This is patches. I've decided to do this. I've got, for those who watch my videos regularly, you see it. I'll explain in a minute, but I bought special buy patches. I have a ton of patches. So what I'm going to do is I divide them into four piles, and I'm going to do four piles at a time, and then I will alternate one video a week of patches, one video a week of my TTM collection. So those of you who like TTM can still tune in every other week. Those who like patches, every other week. So let me get right down to it. I'll explain while I go on. This one, it'll be hard to see on camera. This is Salem, New Hampshire Police Gateway to White Mountain. It says on the patch. It is a what they call subdued patch. Normally SWAT teams use them. As you can see, nice and dark. USNS Comfort. This is the Navy ship. Navy. It's a hospital. Comes obviously during wartime, but during crises, I've seen in Chicago when we hit our heat wave. It was in Chicago River. This is the Chicago Committee on Trauma, American College of Surgeons Ambulance Course. That's an older patch. I have no idea on dating of these. Some of these are probably very old. Like this one looks like it is Multinational Force and Observers. Now, some of these you'll see have glue and stuff on the back. That's because he used to glue them to a board to display them all. You're probably asking, though you haven't heard the story, how did you get these patches? Well, as you know, I sent a request for patches. This one is the Surf Sharks. It's a military unit. UST Condoroga. I think it's aircraft carrier. And on board the ships are different flight groups. So I sent out requests for patches to different police and fire departments. Well, one of the fire departments nearby me is American Samoa Territorial Police. He sent me an email back and said, give me a call on my cell phone. Elgin, Illinois, police. It's an older patch. I don't think they have that design anymore. So I called them and I found out that his dad was a huge patch collector. There's City of Bunker Hill. And he says Dad had 30,000 patches. I thought, wow, 30,000. This guy's embellishing a little. So I said I'd come and take a look at him. Crystal Lake Police. He said he'd send me some pictures. He sent me pictures of these boards. These boards had 100 patches roughly per board. I saw 12 or 15 boards. I mean, in the picture, this is a glue-on number. So, I'm sorry, it's still supposed to be stitched on, but it's not. But it's the precinct number. I think as people transferred, they ripped off the old precinct number, put a new one. And the patch was permanent on their uniform. So I looked at these pictures, the ones I could focus, because it was a picture, far away to get them all. Here's Yellowstone County Sheriff's Tactical Unit. And I saw just glimpses of ones like this, that nowadays you can never get. So I thought, wow, this is something. And he said they had space, fire, police, medical, military, So there was a whole mixed. This is Lopez County Sheriff's Department. And so I said, wow, that's quite a bit. So we set a time to come by, and I come by, look at him. It's Deputy Sheriff, Impact Tactical Unit. And I thought, well, gee, I'd love to get to all of them. Here is Glenn County Police. I would love to get all the patches. So I said, well, I'll take them off your hands. Military Airlift Unit. This is an old felt patch. And he said, that's an idea. He said, how much? I asked him. I said, well, how much do you want for them? And he said, I honestly don't know. Well, I honestly didn't know either. Some of these older patches I never seen before. See, I think that one's I don't know. I can't really read, but I think that's upside down. I think that's the way it goes. Here's Strategic Air Command. So I looked at my bank account, offered him as much as I could. He said, think about it. We were scheduled to I'd go by and see you the next day. The city of Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. So the next morning, I started my way over there. He emailed me on the way and said, well, I did some research last night. He was not on social media, but his son was. His son sent an email to a couple of patch collectors and asked, is that a good price? And I said, you're nuts. Aquas County, Massachusetts. And so he said, he found some patches worth anywhere from $5 a piece to $20 to $50 a piece, depending on what they are. And I was like, ooh, okay. Needless to say, as a collector, I cannot pay that much. So, I'm glad to pay what we agree is fair market value, but Almonte Springs. But, 30,000 times even $3 a patch is a huge amount of money. So I thought, well, maybe there's less than there is. Ophuscook County Sheriff's Department. I'm not sure which. Oh, Oklahoma. His dad wrote it in the back. So he said, well, you're still welcome to come by, because I was actually on the way. He says, you're still welcome to come by and, take what you want. And we'll agree on a price and we'll go from there. So, okay, fine. It was basically a 2-hour drive away from me. So, County Phil. What I found out was his dad was a corrections officer. And somewhere in this batch, I'm trying to see if I can show you. Oh yeah, here's one. Corrections officer, for people who don't know, is prison guard. Like here's one of their patches. Logan County. The father has a full set of these. Full. The difference are, these correction patches were made, this is for the jail in Logan County. There was jails down here, up here. There was a patch made for each place. Now, there were some patches that said officer on them for the guards. There were some patches that said food service, where people worked at food, librarian, medical. The gentleman had a whole board of, you can see how little this patch is. This is about 2 inches by 3 inches, okay? A whole board of just these. They were, he had every one possible. While I was there, and talking to the guy said, "Hey, I got a bunch of these. My dad tore them off his uniforms or whatever. Do you want those?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take anything." So when I left, he gave me a handful of those, which was about 7, 8, or more than that. I don't know. Sheriff's High School County. This is California, according to the back. So he agreed I'd come by, look at it, and take what I want. We'd settle on price. I said, okay, fine. Oh my God. Well, I went to the guy's house. First of all, I didn't know what he was at this point. I told him, I knew he was with the fire department, the town I was looking at, but I didn't know what he was. It was police officer in New York. Court officer of New York. So, turns out the guy is the chief, fire chief. I get to listen to the scanner while I was in there. He had the scanner turned up while he was doing stuff. He was working on his basement, which was where all these patches were. He had the boards displayed for me. There was a 4-foot by 4-foot pegboard, or thin plywood rather than pegboard. The gentleman had patches glued to the back of them. By the way, this is the only time I'm going to tell this story. I will tell a abbreviated version in the other videos, but I'm not going to retell the story every time. Don't worry. So then he said, take a look through, pull off what you want. Most of them are glued on, some are taped on, and make a pile, and then we'll talk about price. I said, okay. Los Alamos Police. Los Alamos is where the nuclear tests were, I believe. So I'm thinking maybe, whatever, a patch. So I'd taken off that I could afford. So I went through 3 times. The first time I pulled 100. Well, actually a little over 100. So I went through a second time. This is Westchester County Police of New York. Went through a second time to get up to 200. I figured, well, I still got a little money left. And there was still a ton of patches. Now this does include, he showed me a board which had, I wish I took a picture of it. I can take a picture if I go back. He had a board that had all the Apollo mission patches, little circles. They had the astronauts' names, everything. And he had a lot of the Challenger mission patches also. Those were bigger ones. His dad collected those. His Talladega County Sheriff's, Talladega Speedway. It's one of the checker flags. So, those I didn't... He said he was messaging his buddy who worked in NASA to see how much those were worth. Which I didn't even start to look at those. I mean, I obviously looked at them, but I didn't think about taking them for myself. Chester, Illinois. He showed a couple patches, which, just in looking at them, he says the first time he really looked at them, he pointed out some that were very graphic, meaning like it had a picture of something of the town, like there was bridges, there was oil tankers, oil derricks, all sorts of stuff. There's McLean County Explorer patches for police in training. But he said, look through, what you want is fine. I'm going to show a couple patches from the original video because they're saying here, like, you get this. This was ISU Police, Illinois State University Police. I've been trying to get patched them forever. I've been sending them multiple letters and even sent one to the by mail. No luck. Now this is not their current patch. This is an older patch. I put it on one of the groups I'm in and asked what people thought. They think this is early 70s. Another patch I've been pursuing for a long time is Cordele, Georgia. It's where my relatives are from, down in Georgia. 3 police chiefs I've been through. They've had 3 police chiefs in times I started patch collecting. I've sent emails and I've sent hard letters twice through the mail. Nothing. I even asked them, do you need trade? Do you need whatever? But could not get one. But this gentleman had a Cordele, Georgia patch. I was shocked. So here's one I've gotten recently. Got it, I think, fire department patch. Save Peoria. No, I think I have police. But their patch has changed. So anyway, I talked to this fire chief. He collects fire collectibles. He has old hoses, jackets, helmets. Some are his, some are he's collected. He's putting a fire pole in from the first floor to the basement in his house in the corner. That was cool. This is a Chicago Police patch. But here's Birthplace of the Harvester, Plano Police. So he showed me the boards were mainly, they were in no particular order. The boards were just, he put the patches up as he got them. So there's King County Sheriff's Mounted Patrol. I don't think there's that anymore. His dad would put them up, looked like as he got them. So he just put them up, glued them to the board, whatever. So there was no rhyme or reason to them. A few of the boards were organized, like there was corrections board, there was the space board, there was the military board. That was about the only boards that made sense. Here's Paxton, Illinois, small town. Reason I got that one is my aunt and uncle lived there for a while. Some of these I got. Most of these I picked out based on their looks, but a few I picked out because they was significant to me, like Paxton or Cordele, Georgia. Here's Winnebago County Canine Unit. So it was just fun looking through the patches. Here's one from, I believe, the Olympics. I believe it's the 1976 patch, Park Ridge Police, because it looks like the Olympic torch in the middle. And I don't know of anything in Park Ridge that has like a torch look to it. So that could be that. Fredonia, Arizona. The Centennial Patch, 1885 to 1985, Marshall. I don't know if it's Marshall County, Fredonia's a city, but I'll have to research that. But that's a busy patch. It's got a lot going on in that graphic. So then I went through a third time, I think I said, and I ended up with 300 patches. So I told the guy, he was upstairs, and I went and found him, and told him, I said, I have 300 patches. He's like, whoa, 300? He thought, like 300, man, this guy wiped off my collection, But we both kept forgetting that there was 100 per board on these patches. Fulton County, he said he counted them. He counted 2 boards or 3 boards, and they had 100 to 100, and some had 96, some had 103, so he just rounded off 100. But we were remarking how it did not make a dent in the patch collection. St. Charles, Illinois. They have the Fox River going through town, so they have a fox. That's actually on their bridge, main bridge through town, over the river. That's an older patch. They have a new design. This one I think is fairly new. Police, the Mount Prospect Police. So we agreed upon a price. I made him an offer, and then He thought, it's kind of low, so he came up a little higher, and I said, that's fine. I mean, I really couldn't complain. I mean, the amount of patches I got and the quality I got. Irving Police, Irving, Texas. I mean, he said, he goes, you're getting a deal. And I have to agree with him. I mean, here's Bridge and Tunnel Authority of New York. I don't think you can get that patch these days. And another thing is, you look on eBay, a lot of those patches on eBay are fakes. Port Everglades Authority. So these are definitely authentic because, he got these back before patch collecting was huge. Huge. Excuse me. There's Great Lakes Police. I'm not sure where this is. I'm going to have to look this one up. I think it's the Great Lakes Training Center, Naval Center, up in Gurnee, but I'm not positive. But anyway, he gave me these patches, or sold me these patches. Next is Idaho State Department Law Enforcement Way Station Division. These are the officers, I guess, were at the way station. So I brought them home, bored my wife with some of them. She wouldn't look at every one, but she looked at a few of them. Here's an old Illinois Secretary of State Police. Here's Cook County Sheriff Correctional Division. Here is the Warren Police. This one is Palm Beach County, Florida, Belle Glade. Her soil is her fortune. That's an old patch. You can feel how thin it is if you were actually here and felt it. It's very thin. Whereas like the Mount Prospect one here, I can feel it. It's very thick. It's rigid around. This is very thick, the outline, and this is very thick. Now, it's possible this one Mount Prospect has never worn, and this is a tear off, which would have given some. And maybe this one was as stiff as the first one, Mount Prospect. Here's Lincolnwood, Illinois. Yeah, a couple different Lincolnwoods in the collection, and they're different designs. So I don't know. There's Oregon, Illinois, which is a town out west. I tried to get. Basically, I recognize some of the older ones because they had American Indians on them, or they had Confederate flags. You'll see some throughout the collection where I got the Confederate flags on them. I took those because I know they're old and they're probably being replaced because of the PC world we live in. No, don't start off on a rant. I'm just saying because they don't really can't show anymore. Illinois State Police Radio. Look at that. Now we'd call it communications or dispatch. Back then it was radio. Here's St. Joe, Missouri, home of the Pony Express. So I tried to get ones I thought not old because they were old, but old because they didn't have, like I said, they have things that would disappear. Because Hobart, Indiana, because of that town, the new rules. Here's one that's just above Cordelia now in Georgia, Tifton Police. That's another area, another town my relatives lived in, Georgia. Here's Cleveland, Tennessee. It's a very busy patch. That's why I got it. I picked the patch I went through, and I picked them basically, like I said, because of the graphics, because of what they were. Things that, like tactical units, I know I can't get, or like I said, Indians or flags or something that's not going to be shown in patch these days. Here's Navajo Special operations. I thought that was very cool. Now, you'd think a Navajo police really parachute in to make a raid, but I guess they just thought that was a cool design. Shows him as a frogman. You get the big weapons. He's a parachute. I don't know what that is over there. I guess they use trained seals. Last for this video, the Lakeview Police is a 1999 patch from Oregon. So there you go. It's part one of. It's going to be 4 parts. I've separated. Naturally, the box is just full of patches, and they're in 4 sections. So hopefully I'll get some more. Maybe, hopefully before. I gotta try to get some more money though. I mean, my wife only allows me so much money to play my hobby, so I used a bunch of the money. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you tune in every other week for the patches. I actually hope you tune in every week for all my videos. But there's first week of patch collection. Next week will be a autograph video. Week after, another patch, etc. So tune in every Friday, please, for my weekly recap video when I get fresh stuff, fresh out of the mail, and you get to see it. But hope you all enjoy these videos, and may your mailboxes be full.